Hey everyone, welcome to our deep dive. And today we're tackling something I think a lot of us are thinking about these days. It's how technology is, changing things up for seniors when it comes to health and well-being. We've got a really interesting collection of articles you sent over from Senior Citizens Tech Haven to dig into. So from like high-tech heart monitors and those virtual doctor visits you hear about to apps that help keep your mind sharp and even ways seniors are using tech to like share their life stories. We're going to unpack all of that today. So whether you're a senior yourself or you've got loved ones in that age group, or even if you're just, curious about the future of tech and how it all plays in, get ready for some pretty fascinating insights, I think.
I think there's a lot to be excited about in this
Yeah.
space. Yeah. It just seems like every day there's a new tool or platform popping up with the potential to make a real difference.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so one thing that really stood out to me was this whole explosion of digital health tools, specifically for seniors. And there was this one story about Mary that really stuck with me. She was feeling really isolated, after losing her husband. And she kind of stumbled upon this virtual book club and some online art classes. And it totally changed her outlook.
It's a great example of how technology can help us reconnect with things we love and find that sense of community, especially as we get older. It's not just about physical health, right? It's that whole sense of well-being that's so important.
For sure, for sure. And that Guide to Health and Wellness Tools for Seniors article, it's like a treasure map. I
Yeah.
mean, there's so many possibilities. You've got those step tracking apps like Pacer and Map My Walk, and they're not just about, counting steps. They make it fun. They kind of gamify fitness and make it social, which can be a huge motivator.
Yeah, it's really interesting how they tap into that natural desire we all have for connection and achievement and use it to help us build healthier habits. Speaking of motivation, though, let's talk about heart monitors for a sec. Apps like Cardiogram and Cordio can give you a level of insight that used to only be available through like really expensive medical tests.
Yeah, that's true. And I bet for someone who's maybe a little anxious about their heart health, that real-time feedback could be super reassuring.
Exactly. It's not just peace of mind, though, right? Like Cardiogram, for example. It analyzes your heart rate variability, which can actually give you early warning signs of conditions like sleep apnea or atrial fibrillation, which is huge. It empowers people to have more informed conversations with their doctors and potentially catch things before they become serious problems. Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. And it seems like technology is also making it easier to stay on top of medication, which is something we all know is important, especially as we age. But it can be hard to keep track of everything. But apps like MediSafe and Pill Reminder are like having a personal assistant to make sure you don't miss a dose.
Yeah, they take all the guesswork out of it.
Yeah.
And a lot of them come with extra features too, like drug interaction warnings, dosage tracking, that kind of thing. They can even send alerts to family members or caregivers if a dose is missed. So it's like an extra layer of support.
It's like a safety net, especially for seniors who might be living on their own or managing a lot of different medications. And let's not forget about the whole rise of virtual doctor appointments. I can see how that would be a game changer for seniors who maybe have trouble getting to a doctor's office.
Oh, absolutely. It takes away those barriers to healthcare access, whether it's because of mobility limitations or transportation challenges,
Hmm?
or even just living in a rural area. And the convenience factor is huge,
Hmm.
right? No more battling traffic or sitting in waiting rooms.
Exactly. And what I really appreciate about the Senior Citizens Tech Haven articles is that they have this like gentle approach to technology. It's not about overwhelming seniors with gadgets, but about empowering them with tools that make life easier and healthier.
I totally agree. There's a real sensitivity there to the fact that not all seniors are, tech savvy.
Hmm.
And the focus is really on making these tools accessible and user-friendly. It's about meeting seniors where they are,
Yeah.
showing them how technology can be this supportive companion, not a replacement for human connection or those traditional forms of care.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so we've talked about physical health. But these articles also dive into how tech is helping seniors preserve those precious memories. And I think that's something we can all relate to. I know I worry about losing those special moments,
Yeah.
as time goes on.
It's a natural concern, and it's one that technology can address in some really powerful ways. That Digitize and Preserve Life Stories article makes a really compelling case for why this is so important. It's not just about nostalgia. It's about honoring our personal and family histories before those memories fade.
It's about creating a legacy that can be shared with future generations. And the good news is it's easier than ever to get started. I mean, we all have these smartphones now with amazing cameras. Scanning those old photos is super easy.
And apps like Google PhotoScan can actually remove glare and imperfections. So those old photos end up looking better than ever.
Wow, that's cool. But it's more than just pictures, right? The article talks about recording oral histories. It's one thing to read a story, but it's a totally different experience to hear someone tell it in their own voice, with all the inflections and emotions.
There's a richness and authenticity to oral histories that you just can't get in text, and it's surprisingly easy to do. You can use a simple voice recorder app on your phone, or check out dedicated apps like StoryCorps, which is designed specifically for capturing and sharing life stories.
Wow, that's a great resource. Now, what about those of us who, prefer to write? Are there tools out there for creating digital journals?
Absolutely. Think of it like a multimedia scrapbook, but, for the digital age.
Yeah.
You can combine text photos, videos, even audio recordings to create a truly immersive and personalized journal. There are tons of apps out there, from simple note-taking apps to more elaborate journaling platforms that offer prompts and creative tools.
I love that. Imagine the impact these digital journals could have on future generations. It's like passing down a window into your life and your thoughts. And speaking of windows, the article even mentions the future of memory preservation with VR and AR, which sounds pretty futuristic to me.
It is. Virtual reality and augmented reality are still kind of in their early stages,
Mm.
but they have so much potential.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to step into a virtual recreation of your childhood home, or relive a special event as if you were actually there again.
Oh, wow, that would be incredible. It would be like having a time machine in your pocket. But even with the tools we have available today, the possibilities are pretty mind-blowing.
They really are. The article tells the story of Elsa Otieno, who's a retired teacher, and with the help of her grandkids, she digitized her entire life story. Photos, letters, journals, home videos, it's all there preserved for generations to come.
That's amazing. It's such a beautiful example of how technology can bridge generations and create a lasting legacy. Okay, so we've talked about physical health and preserving memories, but there's another challenge that many seniors face, and that's social isolation. And it's something that technology can also play a role in addressing right.
Absolutely. Social isolation is a serious concern, and it can have a really detrimental impact on both mental and physical health. But as we'll see in that The Impact of Technology on Seniors' Mental Health and Well-Being article, technology can be a powerful tool for combating that isolation and fostering connection.
So what are some of the ways technology is helping seniors stay connected? I imagine video calls are probably at the top of the list.
Definitely, video calls have become a lifeline for so many people, especially during times of physical distancing. For seniors who might be homebound or living far from loved ones, being able to see and hear family and friends can make a world of difference.
Yeah, it's not quite the same as being there in person, but it's a close second. And I imagine social media plays a role too, even though it sometimes gets a bad rap.
It can be a double-edged sword for sure,
Yeah.
but when it's used intentionally and mindfully, it can be a great way for seniors to stay connected with loved ones, share updates, and just feel part of a larger community. You've got Facebook, Instagram, even Twitter. There are platforms for every interest and comfort level.
The key is finding that balance, though, right? And focusing on those positive interactions.
Exactly. And that's where it's helpful to have open conversations with seniors about their social media use. Help them identify and avoid potential pitfalls like comparison traps or online scams.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's about empowering them to be savvy and safe online. And it's not just about connecting with existing friends and family either. The article also talks about virtual communities that can help seniors find new social circles.
This is where things get really interesting. There are online book clubs, gardening groups, virtual travel clubs, even online support groups for seniors dealing with specific health challenges. Whatever your interests are, there's probably a virtual community out there waiting to welcome you in.
It's like a whole new world of social possibilities, and it's all accessible from home.
And for seniors with mobility limitations or health conditions that make it difficult to leave the house, these virtual communities can be truly life-changing.
It's about breaking down those barriers and creating opportunities for connection and engagement.
Exactly. And it's not just about social connection either. Technology can also play a role in keeping minds sharp and fostering lifelong learning.
Oh, yeah. The article talks about those brain games and mental stimulation apps like Lumosity, which are designed to, challenge cognitive function and potentially even delay cognitive decline.
It's like a workout for your brain. And the science behind it is really fascinating. These apps often incorporate principles from cognitive behavioral therapy and neuroscience to target specific areas of cognitive function, like memory, attention, and problem solving.
So it's not just about entertainment, it's about actively working to keep your mind sharp as you age. And it's not just about brain games either. The article highlights all those amazing online learning opportunities available to seniors, too.
This is where platforms like YouTube, Coursera, and even local library websites come in. They offer free or affordable courses on a huge range of topics, from history and art to technology and personal finance.
It's amazing to think that you can continue learning and expanding your knowledge at any age, and I bet it gives seniors a great sense of purpose and accomplishment.
Absolutely. It keeps the mind engaged, fosters curiosity,
Yeah.
and helps seniors feel connected to the world around them.
So we've talked about a lot of positives here, but it's important to acknowledge that technology isn't without its downsides, especially for seniors. The article mentions the risk of digital overload.
Yeah, we're all bombarded with information and notifications these days, and it can be overwhelming for anyone, but especially for seniors who might be less familiar with navigating the digital world.
It's important to encourage seniors to take breaks from technology, set boundaries around screen time, and create those tech-free zones in their lives.
Another concern is online scams, which sadly often target seniors, who might not be as familiar with the latest tactics. It's crucial to educate seniors about cybersecurity basics, how to identify suspicious emails or websites, and what to do if they encounter a scam.
It's about empowering them to be safe and confident online. And then there's social media, which, while it can be great for connection, can also lead to feelings of inadequacy or comparison anxiety.
It's all about finding that balance, focusing on positive interactions, and being mindful of the potential downsides. It's also important to encourage seniors to curate their social media feeds, following accounts that inspire them and unfollowing those that make them feel negative or inadequate.
It's about creating a positive and supportive online environment. And this is where that concept of digital mindfulness comes, in which the article emphasizes.
Digital mindfulness is about approaching technology with intention and awareness. It's about choosing activities that bring joy and support well-being, rather than mindlessly scrolling or consuming content that makes us feel stressed or anxious.
It's about being present in the moment and making conscious choices about how we interact with technology.
And it's a skill that can be cultivated through practices like setting limits on screen time, creating tech-free zones, and engaging in mindful activities like meditation or spending time in nature.
So we've covered a lot of ground here, from the specific apps and tools available to the broader impact of technology on seniors' lives. It's clear that technology is having a profound impact, and that impact can be both positive and negative.
The key is to approach it with a balanced perspective, focusing on the empowering aspects while mitigating the risks. It's about using technology as a tool to enhance well-being, independence, and social connection, rather than letting it dominate our lives.
Well said. And that's actually a perfect segue into the next part of our discussion, where we'll explore how technology is empowering seniors beyond health and social connection.
I'm particularly excited to talk about the rise of senior entrepreneurship fueled by technology. It's a trend that's challenging stereotypes and creating exciting new opportunities for seniors to share their skills and expertise with the world.
Sounds fascinating. We'll dive into that in part 2 of this deep dive. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. We've been talking about how technology is really changing things for seniors, and now we're going to kind of shift gears a bit and talk about something I find really inspiring, honestly. It's this whole rise of senior entrepreneurship that's being fueled by technology.
It's a fascinating trend, yeah, and it really challenges those old ideas of what it means to be a senior today.
Exactly. The articles you shared kind of touch on this idea that seniors aren't just, using technology. They're creating things, innovating, and increasingly becoming entrepreneurs. And it makes sense when you think about it. I mean, seniors have so much knowledge, skills, and experience that they can really use in the digital world.
Oh, absolutely. Decades of professional experience, honed skills, a deep understanding of customer service, and a lifetime of passions and hobbies. Technology gives them the platform to share that expertise, connect with customers, and build these thriving businesses right from their homes. And it's not just about selling physical things either. Seniors are offering services online too, like tutoring, consulting, virtual assistants, even life coaching. I mean, the possibilities are kind of endless.
It's amazing to see. Technology is letting seniors continue to contribute to the workforce in meaningful ways, on their own terms. And it's not just about financial independence either. It's about staying active, engaged, and relevant in a world that's constantly changing.
I love that. It's about challenging those stereotypes we have about aging and showing that seniors are just as capable of adapting, innovating, and thriving in this digital age as anyone else. And one of the articles highlights how platforms like Etsy have become like a haven for senior entrepreneurs, selling handmade crafts, artwork, vintage items. It's like a digital flea market with a personal touch.
And what's great about Etsy is that it has this built-in community of buyers and sellers who really appreciate those unique items and the stories behind them. It's not just a transaction. It's about connection and shared passions.
Yeah, exactly. And technology has made it so much easier to manage a business no matter how old you are. Tools for accounting, marketing, customer relationship management. It's all right there at your fingertips.
The barrier to entry has never been lower. You don't need a fancy office or a big staff anymore. You can run a successful business from your kitchen table with a laptop and an internet connection.
And don't forget about the psychological benefits too. Starting a business no matter what age you are can give you a sense of purpose, accomplishment, and control, which can be really important as we go through the changes that come with aging.
It's about feeling empowered, capable, and relevant. And that can have a ripple effect on other areas of your life.
Absolutely. And it's not just about entrepreneurship either. The articles also talk about how technology is changing the way seniors access information and engage with the world around them, which is so important for staying informed, making decisions, and just, staying connected to what's going on.
It's about having access to so many resources that we couldn't have imagined before. News websites, online encyclopedias, government portals,
Yeah.
health information databases, educational platforms. It's all right there.
It's about breaking down those information barriers
Mm.
and letting seniors be active participants in this digital age. And it's not just about consuming information either. It's about contributing to the conversation.
That's right. Technology gives seniors a voice in online forums, discussion groups, social media communities, even political activism. They can share their opinions, connect with others who think like them, and really make their voices heard on the issues that matter to them.
It's about letting seniors be active citizens, not just passive observers. And it's about bridging that digital divide that often exists between generations. The articles emphasize how important intergenerational collaboration is, with younger family members or community volunteers helping seniors learn new skills and navigate the digital world.
It's a win-win situation. Seniors gain valuable knowledge and confidence, and younger generations get to learn from the wisdom and experience of their elders. It's about creating a more inclusive digital society where everyone has the chance to participate fully.
And it strengthens those family bonds, which is so important, especially now when families are often spread out.
It's about fostering a sense of community and support, both online and offline.
Okay, so we've seen how technology can help seniors become entrepreneurs, how it can help them access information, engage in important conversations, and even bridge those generational divides. But there's a theme that runs through all of these articles, and that's the idea of using technology responsibly.
It's not just about embracing technology, it's about using it in a way that's good for you, protects your privacy, and minimizes those potential risks. It's about being a smart and responsible digital citizen.
Exactly. The articles talk about how important digital literacy education is for seniors, teaching them to think critically about online information, protect their personal data, and avoid scams.
It's about recognizing that the digital world, just like the real world, has its own risks and challenges, and giving seniors the tools and knowledge they need to navigate those challenges safely and confidently.
And it's about promoting balance, encouraging seniors to find that healthy mix of online and offline activities, setting boundaries around screen time, and making sure to prioritize those real-world connections.
It's about finding that sweet spot where technology makes our lives better without taking over, and remembering that technology is a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or bad. The choice is ours.
Well said. So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I'm curious what stands out to you as the biggest takeaway from these articles.
I think for me, it's the realization that technology can really break down so many of the barriers that seniors have always faced. Barriers to starting businesses, barriers to information, barriers to connecting with people, even barriers to getting around.
And it's not just about overcoming those obstacles, it's about creating opportunities for seniors to live richer, more fulfilling lives.
Exactly. And this is an area where there's so much potential for innovation and growth. As technology keeps advancing, we're going to see even more creative solutions that meet the needs and desires of seniors.
And that's where we'll pick up in part 3 of this deep dive. We're going to explore some of those cutting-edge technologies that are specifically designed for seniors, including that fascinating world of assistive technology.
I can't wait. There are some truly amazing things happening in that space.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our deep dive into technology and how it's changing things for seniors. We've covered a lot, from health apps and preserving memories to even that inspiring rise of senior entrepreneurs we talked about. But there's one more area I'm really excited to get into. It's this whole world of assistive technology.
This is where we really see technology making a difference in terms of independence and quality of life. Especially for seniors who are facing disabilities or those age-related challenges. It's an area that's constantly evolving too, with new innovations popping up all the time.
Yeah, and the articles you shared mentioned some pretty incredible advancements, like those smart home devices that you can control with your voice. That seems like it could be a game changer for someone who has trouble getting around.
Oh, absolutely. Imagine being able to adjust the thermostat or to turn on the lights or even lock the doors,
Yeah.
all just by using your voice. That kind of control can really make a difference in someone's sense of independence and feeling safe and secure.
And it's not just about convenience either, right? I mean, these systems can also be really important for safety.
Exactly. Some systems can detect falls or even unusual activity and automatically notify caregivers or emergency services. It gives both seniors and their families peace of mind knowing that help is available if they need it.
That's huge. And what about those assistive devices that are specifically made for people with vision or hearing impairments? It
Yeah,
seems like technology is really breaking down barriers to communication and access to information.
there have been some amazing strides in that area. You've got screen readers that can convert text to speech, so websites and documents are accessible to people with visual impairments. And hearing aids have become incredibly advanced with features that filter out background noise and can even adjust the amplification based on where you are.
It's amazing how technology can help restore those senses, or at least, make it easier to deal with the challenges of sensory loss. And it's not always about high-tech gadgets either. Sometimes the simplest solutions can make a huge difference.
Oh, definitely. Things like larger buttons on phones,
Mhm.
simplified remote controls, adjustable beds, grab bars in the bathroom, those low-tech solutions can be just as impactful.
It's all about designing for inclusivity, making sure technology works for everyone, no matter their abilities. One thing that really stuck out to me in these articles was how important personalization is when it comes to assistive technology.
That's key. There's no one-size-fits-all solution.
Yeah.
Everyone's needs are different, and the technology has to be tailored to those specific needs.
So it's about letting seniors be part of choosing and using their assistive technology, finding the right tools and adapting them to their lifestyle and their goals.
And realizing that it's not just about buying a device and you're done. It's an ongoing process that needs support training
Yeah.
and making sure the technology is actually working for them.
It's about everyone working together, seniors, caregivers, and technology providers, to create an experience that's truly helpful and empowering.
And it's also about remembering that assistive technology is always changing. What's cutting edge today might be old news tomorrow. So it's important to keep up with new developments and be open to trying different options as needs change.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into technology and seniors, I want to come back to something we've talked about throughout our conversation, and that's this idea of putting people at the center of technology.
Right? Technology is a powerful tool, but it's only as good as the people using it and the way it's used. When we're talking about seniors, we have to approach technology with empathy, understanding, and a deep respect for their needs, desires, and values.
It's not just about living longer, it's about living better, helping seniors live out their later years with purpose and dignity.
And it's about recognizing that technology is a tool for connection, not isolation. It's about building relationships and communities and creating a world where everyone can thrive, no matter their age or ability.
I love that. So as we leave you today, we want to leave you with this thought. How can you use technology to make a difference in a senior's life? Maybe it's helping them set up a video call with family, or showing them a new app that could make things easier, or just having a conversation about how technology could help them achieve their goals.
Every little bit helps. Let's all embrace the power of technology to create a brighter future for seniors and for all of us.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.